Hello, mindful friends. Today we're going to talk about the simplicity of mindfulness and how at its base, both meditation and mindfulness are very, very simple and basic, but not very easy, right? It's really not easy for us to be that content in simplicity, to be able to find joy in breathing or in this present moment or in stillness. And the reason that it's not easy is because we kind of have this programmed default that our value and our worthiness and our ability to progress and grow is kind of attached to the complexity of what we're doing. So we attach it to how busy we are, how important we are, how much we're trying to get done, and that we're trying to solve something. It's like we're always trying to fix and solve something. And if we can, that gives us our worthiness. So if I fix this problem, I feel better about myself and I feel like I have taken a step forward. So what we do is we bring that mentality into everything that we're doing, and it's almost like adding complexity or complication to our lives. It's like searching for the things we need to solve and fix. We're looking for the problems to make better. And we can bring that into our mindfulness practice, and we feel like we should be getting somewhere in mindfulness. We should be progressing and learning more and making it deeper and fixing our lives and ourselves with this practice. And what we do is we end up complicating it. We want to learn more about it. We want it to become more complex. We want our practices, we want more and more ways of practicing. And that's just kind of what we do very naturally, but it is not the actual essence of what our practice is. And I think about that of even in, I studied in many different types of Buddhist centers, and some, was like, didn't resonate at all. We were like complicating everything of, you have to know what this word means and this ancient teaching and these texts and bring it in just this way and sit in just this way and chant in just this way. And it's our way of complicating things so that we feel that sense of accomplishment in achieving a certain goal or a certain practice. And that makes us feel worthy or like we've done it right. But that really mindfulness at the base is the absolute simplicity of how do you find space in your body, in your mind, in your heart? And that how do you come back to quiet and stillness, finding contentment there, so that you can open yourself up to listening to the heart or to wisdom or to that which is greater. That's it. That's all. And when we focus too much on the technique or the practice or this is how I do it, we lose sight of the simplicity of the foundation of what we're trying to do, of why we engage in this practice, which is creating space. Just being able to be present in love and acceptance of what is. And the reason we teach different techniques is because everybody does have a different way of engaging with this. And that at different times in our lives or in different times in our day, there are different tools that can help us to come back to that stillness. But if we place all of our focus on the tool and trying to do that right, it's like the same thing as rituals in religion. If you lose sight of why you're doing the ritual and what kind of energy or feeling it's bringing into your life, and you just focus on being the most accomplished in that ritual, the one who can do the chant the best or memorize the words the best, we have lost the reason for the practice or the ritual. And we do that in meditation too. If I can be the best at keeping my attention on my breath, or if I can do this practice and listen to every single word without getting distracted, or if I can breathe and hold it to these certain counts, then I'll arrive. But then we're focused more on the accomplishment of the practice than on what it's trying to offer us. So it's trying to offer us that space and that peace in our lives and that moment of calm and stillness. But if we're grasping to the performance of the practice or the technique, are we peaceful? Are we really present in finding joy in the simplicity? Or are we grasping to the performance of the actual technique? So how we switch that is to always remember why you're doing your technique or your practice. All right, I'm doing this to create space in my mind and my heart. And maybe trying to grasp to counting exactly 5 seconds on the in-breath and exactly 7 seconds on the out-breath, maybe that's bringing you more stress and more pressure and is not creating space. It's just there to help you create space. So if it's distracting you from the space, let go. That's the other thing of the simplicity. If you're simply noticing, in all these different practices, you're noticing what's keeping me from peace and space and tranquility in this present moment. Can I let that go? Let go. And if it's our ideas around what mindfulness is, or the technique we should use, or which is right for us, if it's more ones that I need to focus inward, I need to focus outward, I need to be walking, I need to be breathing. If it's the actual technique of mindfulness that's keeping you from presence, from contentment in the present moment, then let go of that. And recognize that the only thing we're trying to do here is create space, create peace. And in that space and that peace, we can finally listen to the heart. And that's what we're trying to get to. So whether the technique helps you, right, because they do, that's why they're taught, that's why I teach them to people. They can help you. And you have to be aware, is this helping me or is this hindering me? And I've taught the breathing techniques to many people, and I'll teach them the technique, and then they'll come back the next day and they'll say, oh my gosh, I couldn't get it right. It was stressing me out. I couldn't get the in-breath to be long enough, and then my out-breath was too short. And I chuckle and I say, okay, I did something wrong here, because where I put the focus was on the technique versus what are you feeling when you're doing this breathing exercise? That it's supposed to just help hold your attention and bring you back into this present moment and help you be content right here and right now without the mind wandering everywhere else. If it's not doing that and it's creating more stress within you to perform on the task, then let go. So notice, this week, the places where you're complicating either your mindfulness practice or life where you don't need to. That notice that tendency of, oh, I'm more important if I'm solving something, or I have to be fixing something, and if it's really complicated, then it must be better at doing what it's doing. And ask yourself, is that really true? And is it really bringing me closer to what I'm trying to arrive at or feel or experience? And if it's not, let go. and come back to the simplicity of what we're really trying to experience, of our big why. Come back to peace. Come back to being able to be still in this present moment. If you have any questions on these talks or have ideas about other topics, you can leave a comment below. And if you enjoy them and would like to participate in individual coaching or a group session, you can find us at newleafmindfulness.com. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you all very soon.